Hello? Hello? We're good? Okay. Hello, and welcome to the 13th and last installment of 8th grade Class of 22 Inspiration Speeches. We're done, people! Hopefully. As many of you know, I am Tyler Shankweiler, your guide throughout Inspiration Speeches. If you are a teacher or a student joining us right here in the gym, if you're at home watching via YouTube, we are all glad to see you here today. Inspiration can be a tricky thing. All of us have someone or something that inspires us, but the inspiration can be hard to find. Inspiration manifests itself in the oddest places. When I did my speech, I looked at who I quoted most often. Some see inspiration in those you spend the most time with. Inspiration is subjective. It is personal. In a way, it is like a group of people watching a movie. One person who likes music enjoys the soundtrack. Another person who is very intuitive listens to the subtext. The list goes on and on. Everyone saw the same movie, but took different things away from it. Often, the inspirations we see have similar traits as ourselves. So I ask for you to not only see how the deliverers are inspired by these people, but how also you all inspire too. Maybe you will find something there that wasn't there before. I'm glad everyone got that joke. The speeches today pertain to a musician, a gymnast, and a grandfather. First up is a speech about a musician. Music, in a hidden way, shapes our lives. Raise your hand if you've ever had a song stuck in your head. And if anybody doesn't, I have a few songs I'd like you to listen to. Sound and music is a memory trigger. When you learn how to read, you sing the ABCs. That is on purpose. You remember songs more than most other things. That memory can trigger other memories that can bring you back to an experience that means a lot to you. One song can bring you back to the happiest day of your life. That recollection can be spurred by a simple song. The deliverer of this speech is known to be a good friend. She is working on stage crew for Beauty and the Beast, competed in math counts and loves science. I would like to introduce Cyan Smoyer.
Hello, my name is Cyan Smoyer, and the subject of my inspiration speech is the musician John Linnell. Linnell was born on June 12, 1959. His parents were named Zenos and Catherine. He lived in New York City when he was young, but moved to Lincoln, Massachusetts. He met John Flansburgh in high school, and they started the band They Might Be Giants in 1982. One reason that Linnell is important to me is that his music was among the first music I enjoyed listening to as a child. His songs' odd lyrics and hidden meanings were something I found fascinating. He's had a huge influence on what I know. I learned a lot of words at a young age because of his songs. For example, I learned what apophenia meant when I was 8. Apophenia basically means perceiving a connection between two unrelated things. He made 4 children's albums that I know of. They were pretty much all I listened to when I was a kid. I especially love the album on science, and that album sparked my interest in biology, chemistry, and physics. That album had a lot of very complex information that was simplified enough for a young child to understand it. I also memorized the lyrics to all of the songs on the albums. I used to be able to recite the entire alphabet backwards because I had memorized the song about it. I used to have only the children's albums, but I kept on getting more as I became more obsessed with his music. Now I have most of the albums that I'm able to get. His music taught me about hidden meaning because every one of his songs has one. I learned to look for deeper meanings inside of everything, and that helped me become more insightful and also gave me my love of philosophy. He's the reason why I want to become a musician. I want to make my music as interesting as his, and to play as many instruments as him. He's made 23 albums since 1982 and releases about 2 albums every 3 years. He inspires me to work hard so I can be as productive as he is. He was the entire reason I learned to play some of my now favorite musical instruments, like bass guitar and saxophone. He's made so many different styles of songs that sounded interesting to me, and I wanted to understand them better. I learned saxophone for the sole purpose of learning his song, Another Weirdo, and that led me to all the other songs that I wanted to play on the instrument. Linnell's music is something both my parents and I love. My dad introduced it to me when I was 6, and I became obsessed with it. Then we showed it to my mom, who also loved it. Now it's just about the only music that we can all collectively like enough to listen to together. In conclusion, John Linnell has had a huge influence on my life. He's influenced who I am and who I was, my ambitions and dreams for the future, and what I know. His music changed me, my parents, and the way I thought of music. Here are my credits, and thank you all for listening. Any questions? Okay, any questions? Mrs. Mitchell? On the science album. Off the top of my head, probably the one on paleontology. Sloan. What's my favorite song overall? I can't say I have one, actually. Jack? Was he my first inspiration? Was he my first idea? No, he was he was like my 5th. Justin. I think he plays like at least 5. Mr. H. Have I ever seen him play live? For some reason, I'm not old enough to go to any of his concerts, but I do have like all of the live albums that have been recorded, so. Miss Coffee? 5 right now. Piano, trumpet, bass guitar, saxophone, and guitar. Any other questions? Rathamy. Where do I learn my instruments? I learned piano and trumpet from lessons. Oh, and saxophone, but I taught myself guitar. Okay, thanks for being here.